Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here. In this video, we're going to talk about how we get scammed, how the people get scammed.
Yeah, we are going to show you some places that we have traveled in other countries where we have been scammed, and we want to give you the idea to watch out for how you possibly could get scammed by traveling. Okay, I want to tell you how I was scammed. Well, I want to give you an update what's happening here at Lakeside here. The other day, me and a friend were walking here, and it was right here where it happened. And we were walking right along underneath the palm trees here, and he reaches in his back like this. He feels something. He takes his hand out, and he has bird crap on it. So I pull out a little tissue. I give it to him to use, and he starts to wipe it off. There's a lady behind him. I'm turned like this. He's wiping off the bird crap, and she's pointing up to the palms, saying that the birds have just, crapped on his shirt. And so she then hands him a handy wipe. He wipes his hand. She takes another one. She goes behind him, and she starts cleaning off his shirt, okay? Then what's happening, I'm standing here, Jim is over here, and a man approaches. They are man and wife, or man and woman, and he approaches me and he says, I have some on my back too. So he then proceeds to wipe off my back on the bird crap that's on there. And so we're very gracious that we're getting this help by some local people. We're saying thank you. So the whole thing was probably less than a minute. And then we said thank you. They walked away, and we walked away. So we get home. He goes to his home. I get a phone call from his wife, and she says, Jerry, did you get your wallet pickpocketed? I said, no. What are you talking about? She says, Jim got his wallet pickpocketed when you guys were on your walk. Really? I was so amazed. And so what happened is, and here's the scam. This is what they do. Is they squirt some mustard on you, and you think it's a problem. Then they help you by taking it off. Well, what they're doing is they're distracting you. They actually went into Jim's pocket. There was a zipper, unzipped the zipper, took out his wallet. Okay. The ironic thing, this blows my mind. They actually slipped into his pocket another wallet, an empty one, and they walked away. This happened so smoothly. It just was this, man helping, his woman helping, going around. I mean, to this day, I could not identify them. Not that they were wearing disguises, but we were so caught up in this idea that we had just been, deluged with bird crap, and we were trying to get it off, and these people were helping us. So this is a scam that's happening. I have heard about it, but never experienced here. So watch out when you come to this part of Mexico. It's happening other parts of Mexico, but this is what happened to us here in Ajijic. There's other areas that this is happening that I have heard about, and people that actually had it happen to them. There's a pharmacy of Guadalajara it's called, and what it is there is the people can see you putting your money away, because the cashier is right up front by the sidewalk, and they'll watch you, so they know where your money is at, and they can then pickpocket you. So if you put in your wallet and you put it in your back pocket, they know where to look. Or if you put it in, a purse, they know where to look. I was lucky because I carry this little pouch here. I don't carry a wallet or anything like that, and so I didn't have a problem with it. Also, that day I just happened to have a shirt that came over it. I think those are things that helped me out. But people are being real careful about in front of the pharmacy of Guadalajara. Also, another area that's a hot spot for pickpockets is at the Ajijic Walmart. They're actually going in the store, and they're actually doing that. So the scam is they will try to distract you by doing something you're not paying attention. What lesson I learned from it, if anybody now comes to me and tries to help me and touches me, I am gonna yell, like, wait, stop, stop, stop. I'm gonna make some noise, and hopefully that will scare them off. But I, unfortunately, have becoming, not as trusting here like I was just even a few days ago. So I hope this helps you out to be cautious, not only here, but also in Mexico.
The other thing, I'm going to give you a tip. If you go to ATM card to the people who use the ATM, make sure nobody behind you. Make sure don't give the card away from your hand. So one of my friends, she tell me it's the truth. She even Mexican lady, she used the ATM, and then when she get the money, and then she used the card, and the lady behind her say, oh, your card is expired, can I see it? And then when she get the card from her hand, and it just run away. And that day, she know your PIN number because she was behind you, very close to you, and then she used that ATM card to out of machine and take all her money out in about 3 days. Even though she go back to the bank said nothing they can do it. This is Mexico. That's another tip I will give it to you. I hope you like this.
Another thing to look out for when you're using an ATM machine. This happened to us when we were traveling in Brazil. I went in to use the ATM machine, get out some money. Well, what I did is I put in my card, and I put in my PIN number, and I put in the amount of money I wanted. It came out, and so I picked up the money, but the card still was sitting in the machine, and I ended up counting out the money. And then I got out a little log book because I need to log out how much I'm taking out. Well, because I was taking so much time, I didn't realize that the machine will only let it sit there for so long, and it actually grabbed my card and put it back in the machine, and I lost my card. Now remember, we're traveling, and that was a big problem. But luckily, we have 2 ATM cards. We have one for Lori and one for me. I lost mine, but we could continue on by using her card. So pull your money out as fast as you can, grab your credit card as fast as you can, and do your counting and any logging or anything like that after you get away from the machine. Well, this is a scam that I caught. This was when we were in the Philippines, and we were walking up some stairs, going up to a bus stop, and behind me, somebody was fooling around with my bag, and I turned around and I saw that he was trying to unzip it. And I turned around and I shoved him. I shoved him back a little bit. And I don't recommend that. It really wasn't a very smart thing to do. But I did it. And of course, he got the point, and I gave him the evil eye, and he ran away. So that was a little scam that we caught there.
The other things about the carry your bag. You walk on the street, you better be careful. If it's a street right here, you carry your bag like this. Some motorcycle gonna come and grab your bag away from you, and then you're never gonna catch them. And make sure if the street on the right side here, put your bag on your left side and then walk like this. So if somebody wanna come to grab your bag, they couldn't take away from you. Or make sure you secure your bag like a very tight, and then make sure you tie your bag right on your chest, right over here too, so that way they cannot grab your bag and run away. See, you have this thing. I've been tied it up like that a lot, so when I walk on the street alone, because you're old in this age, you can't run after the motorcycle or the bicycle, or even the young kid. They can run faster than you. So this is another tip to let you know about the scamper or the robber or pickpocket.
This was another scam that happened to us. We were in Bali traveling. I needed money exchange. I had US dollars, and the exchange rate at the time in Bali was 13,000 to $1. So 13,000, think about that, to $1. So when you got a money exchange, you're talking, in the millions. I think one time I exchanged $300 and I became a millionaire right away. But so what happened in this particular case? I made a mistake. Don't make this mistake. I went to a money exchange outside on the street, and he had a counter, a table there. And so what he did, I exchanged the money, and he divided it up into 3 piles, the money. And he's counting it, and he's counting the 3 piles. Okay? So I've counted it with him. Actually, he counted it 3 times. And I counted each pile 3 times with him. So when we were ready to go, I'm looking at, he says, I'll put it in a bag for you. I says, great. So I'm picking it up, and I didn't realize what he was doing. He was covering up this pile with a book that was on the counter. I pick it up, give it to him. He puts it in a bag. I walk away. Get to the hotel. We count out the money. Luckily, we counted out right away when we get back to the hotel. I was confused, these 3 piles of this huge amount of money, to be honest with you. So it wasn't enough money. So I hustled right down to the money exchanger, and I pointed at him, and I had the evil eye. I was mad. Hey, you just ripped me off. You scammed me. And he goes like this. He pulls the book back, and he goes, oh, is that your money there? And I said, yes, that's my money. That was the scam. He covered it up with a book. I wasn't paying attention. And so this way, if somebody figures it out like I did, comes back, he then says, oh, there's your money. Had I not figured it out and counted it up, I was gone. He would have the money in his pocket. So watch out for little things like that. And they become big things. That was, quite a bit of money. It could have been, I don't know, $100 to $150 that I would have gotten scammed on in that particular case. Well, another scam that happened to us, this was in Mexico City. We were walking down the street. It was late in the evening. We were trying to get back to our hotel. And so a guy came up to me. He said that he was an American. He was Mexican. He said that he had been in Vietnam. And he asked me, he showed me a bill, a $10 US dollar bill. And he said, can you change it into pesos for me? And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And he says, come on, buddy, change it into pesos, It's a US dollar, a $10 bill. I says, no, I'm not going to do that. And so he kept walking with us and a couple blocks, and he kept asking me, and I kept saying, no, I don't want to do that. Well, because I had heard what happens is they give you a counterfeit money, and you get this counterfeit $10 bill, which is worth nothing, and you turn around and you give them $10 worth of Mexican pesos. What happens is you get scammed. And so I knew this, and so I said no. Well, there's a funny thing about it. He turns around and he says to me, what a jerk you are. And I laughed. I said to Lori, I says, isn't that interesting? I'm a jerk because I protected myself from not getting ripped off. So watch out for a scam like that. Well, this scam happened in the Philippines, but it could happen to you anywhere in the world. So what happened is I needed to exchange some US dollars for some Philippine pesos. So I went up to a money exchange, and what it was a window. They had bars in it, so he was protected. So I hand him the money. He takes the money, and he exchanges it. He's got the pesos now, and he counts it out like this. I'm counting with him. So then he gets it all together, shuffles it again. He counts it again. I'm counting with him. In my mind, I'm counting like that. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, so he does it one more time. We did it 3 times now. Okay, great. It's the right amount of money. He hands me the money through the bars. I take it, and I've got it in my hand, a few seconds, and he says to me, why don't we put it in an envelope to be safe? Great idea. I hand him back the money. So I walk away, I've got it in an envelope, I put it in my pocket, I'm all safe. I think I'm safe. What I found out later that afternoon, when I needed the money, I opened up the envelope. There wasn't enough money in there. I was scammed. But let me tell you how I was scammed. What he ended up doing, when he then put it back to the envelope like that, he actually counted it one more time before he put it in the envelope, and he was doing this. I couldn't see it because the counter was about this high, but he was actually dropping them down underneath the counter, and I couldn't see it. So when he put it in the envelope, I had already counted it 3 times, so I didn't, I thought it was enough money in there. Well, it wasn't. I was scammed. Watch out for that one when you travel. Jerry Brown here. Take 2 on that one there. Got to adjust ourselves. Got to look pretty for you guys here. Okay. Take 2. Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here. In this video, we're gonna